sucking up all the energy in the room, obviously Trump. Okay, so we got to talk about this. I'm putting him over the top. I've got him now at 51% chance of winning the Republican nomination.
No.
Okay, so you're definitely at a no, and you're at a no
fucking way.
Yeah, okay.
No fucking way.
I really, really, really disagree.
Well, I really disagree with both.
Okay.
Like, I definitely disagree with 51%, and I definitely disagree with no fucking way. The Betfair, the financial markets now have him at 20. He moved to 20 this week. It's the highest he's ever been. And I was reading Nate Silver this afternoon analyzing that and saying he thinks 20 is still too high, but obviously circumstances have changed and there's not no chance.
I think Nate was just wrong. I think he's still wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, yeah, if you get 51%. But I don't. I mean, he's still basically no higher than 25%. He spiked in one poll, but most polls is still over 5 or 6 polls, 23, 24, 25%. That's 25%, again, of an electorate of 25% of the country that considers themselves Republicans, or 25% of or 16% of the country which votes in Republican primaries, which puts him at 4%. Like, so
I know, but you can do that with math with almost anyone except Hillary Clinton, who has, significant numbers in a two-person race.
Right. And so I'm saying, but about Donald Trump, it makes everybody else even lower than that in the Republican race. But it also means this isn't a giant groundswell movement.
Yeah, no, I think he's an alpha male. I think the Republicans want an alpha male. I think that he's their id and he's tapped into it. He hit the main vein, man. And I think that they like it. They're going to run with it. I think maybe somebody did it once, but I'm going to have the weirdest prediction of all time. People are going to start calling him Mr. Trump more often. Okay, like I heard Mr. Trump once, and I was like, no, that's it. He got them to fucking put up their arms like this, like monkeys, right? Like as an offering. Like, okay, Mr. Trump, right? He just bullied everybody. And then think about the lower level candidates. He sucked up all the oxygen. There's like 8 stories about him per day. What fucking chance does Kasich have? Does Huckabee have? Does Santorum have?
Hopefully
no
Huckabee
chance.
doesn't have any fucking chance because that guy's a lunatic.
But
but Fiorina, she was a contender for half a second, right?
She's never a contender.
What's interesting is that, okay, then who?
Then who?
It's a total.
Then who? There's only one answer, and it's a terrible answer, and it's the only answer worse than Trump. Ted Cruz. Okay.
Well,
never.
Ted Cruz, if you believe it can be Ted Cruz, you have to believe it could also be Marco Rubio. You can't, I know you've been dismissing him, but you're.
No, I'm a little wrong about dismissing Rubio. I concede that. And I think he can be Rubio now, whereas before I thought it couldn't be Rubio. But that's why I think Trump's going to win, because his main competitor is a boy.
Right, that may be. And we know now that Rubio and Cruz are going after each other because they see the same thing, which is like, if it's not Trump, it's one of us.
Right.
That's what we're left with.
Because it ain't fucking Bush. Who is it? Who do you think it is, then, Wes?
I don't know. I mean, look, it's not going to be Cruz. It's not going to be Rand Paul. It's not going to be Trump. I mean, at this time, I said this again last time, Old School, at this point in the campaign in 2004, my dad and Howard Dean were 1 and 2.
Uh-huh.
It's December.
It is worth remembering.
January, things change.
Most people haven't made up their mind to vote. They really haven't. We're talking about 25 to 30% of the electorate. The polls, as we saw in the last election, polling is less reliable than it ever has been. So maybe Trump's at 50. I got it. With polling, people don't want to respond to polls. Republicans are particularly distrustful about polls. They haven't made up their mind. The very thing that he needs to do to broaden that support from 25 to 30 is the very thing that will make some people in that 25 to 30 go, oh, I like him.
But he's not going to do that. He's going to hold on to 30, man. He's going to, and you know what? Everybody thinks it's going to be a 2-man race. What if it isn't a 2-man race? What if it's a 5-person race for a long, long time, right? Or a 3-person race? And that 27% holds.
If it's a 5-person race for a long time, you get down to the convention and the other 4 get together and they pull the rug out from under Trump.
That could happen,
gone.
but then this whole brokered convention thing hasn't happened in 48 years.
But if the Republicans are going to do a brokered convention, they should get the senator from Nebraska, Ben Sasse, draft him and run him because he's smarter than the rest of these fucking clowns.
And by the way, if it's a broker convention, then you're back to your then
But
you have
know
the
what?
Romney scenario again. Also,
the Mitt
Look,
Romney
anything would be better. Look, I honestly think no matter who the Democratic nominee is, they're going to win. You know, I can't see Trump being elected. I can't see Cruz being elected.
I can see it now.
I just see it impossible in the United States.
I actually have Trump winning the presidency at 23%.
You're out of your fucking mind.
No. I'm not saying he's going to win. I'm saying at 23%. Okay? Like, you guys are underestimating him. Everybody's been underestimating him from day one.